So I'm Steve Carver with the Academy of Entrepreneurs and Associates, a group of folks just like you, independent business people working to keep their business and trying to make it a better business and to grow it with stability and sustainability. So I'm very proud to be a part of it and to welcome you all to the Academy. If you decide to come to the webinars and earn a few certificates, you'll certainly be a welcome member. We're sponsored this series this spring by the Small Business Center at Pamlico County Community College, and I certainly do appreciate their interest in trying to help so many folks. We've got several Pamlico folks on board with us tonight, and we'll probably have some more. Pamlico is down in the eastern part of the state in the Low Country. Beautiful, beautiful place to go and to visit. If you hadn't been down there, I certainly encourage you to do that. Our host tonight is Katie Shorter. She's away taking some training tonight, but will probably join us later on. So Katie's a great director, and she'll look forward to helping you in any way that she can do that. All of you are welcome to use that chat button to type in, if you will, your name and address and your email address. We need your email address if we're able to send study guides to you and keep you posted on when we're having these presentations, so you can log back in, and so that you can, if you choose to, send homework in or ask questions or request additional study guides. So I'm seeing that we got Kevin with us tonight. Kevin, make sure you go onto the chat board and give us your what town you're in and your location and your email address, so that we can stay in touch with you and let you know what's going on. Got a lot of good folks with us. So study guides that were sent to you were well, this is the wrong screen right here, excuse me, but I did send out study guides to the people that have been with us before, and if you didn't get one or haven't gotten one yet, make sure you go into your chat and let me know. Leanne, I hope you got the study guides. I appreciate your note today, and I sent them back out to you. I hope they came through for you. But I'm glad to share those. Homework assignments for those of you that want to become a member and associate in the Academy. All you have to do is attend a regular number of these webinars and pass a few tests and show me that you're working hard to get your business up and running, and we're making some progress. So these are some of the homework assignments that we're all working towards. Very important. And I encourage y'all that are doing that to attend the Wednesday and Thursday night sessions. Do your homework and help your business start growing, and it will do a lot to improve your self-confidence. Some folks are always going the extra mile, so we don't give special thanks to Nicole. She'll probably join in later. She's over in the Alliance area, and she's into creating cosmetics and sharing them and selling them, has a great line and doing a good job with it, and I'm really proud of her with the great marketing job that she's doing. And that's some pretty products. I was able even to order through her website and get some scented candles. So I know she's got good products, because here's proof of it. I actually bought them through her website. So when you're up and running and you got your business going, it's easy to do business with you. Nicole's certainly doing a good job with that. Sonia Guyton has a really good cleaning business over in Pamlico County. She's been doing it for a number of years. She not only offers cleaning services, but also home health services, which is a great idea with anyone that's thinking about entering this business. Is the combination. April, that might be something that you give some consideration to as well, adding home health services to the cleaning services. She operates as 3P Solutions at the LLC. Got a nice website. You can visit her website to see how she's making it work. Tim Caswell is over in Arapahoe. Got a great business started where he's repairing heavy equipment and trucks. So proud of him getting started with his marketing. A one-man show right now, trying to learn through those growing pains. So we're all pulling for Tim and Tom, getting his website business up and running. So it won't be but a few months before he'll be able to help you get your website online and give you some good advice on how to improve that. Very proud of Tom. He's a great fellow. You enjoy talking to him. He doesn't talk cyber. He talks regular Eastern North Carolina, so he's a good person to work with, and look forward to working with Tom. Mike Davis, auctioneer, has been with us on a regular basis, and I'm looking forward for Mike getting his picture up here. Keisha Powell is a wonderful young lady and mother, working really hard to expand her horizons on several fronts. She's become a notary public and expanding that business, just doing a good job, and also active with the Powell's Hand Wash detailing service for her and a friend, getting that business started up in the Bayboro area. Chuck Palaka is in the woodcrafting business, and tomorrow night I'll look forward to showing you Chuck's video in the marketing campaign, doing a good job of starting his business, making different products out of wood for people in special occasions. A great personality. You'll enjoy meeting Chuck. You show him a picture or send him a drawing, and he can take his wood and make it right for you. He also makes birdhouses, furniture, and doing heirloom wind chimes. So if you have a special interest in that, make sure to reach out and talk with Chuck. Beverly's in Aurora, does a fantastic job with her artwork, and she's creating a retail store there. It's going to be called the Blue Crab Boutique. We'll be doing retail work right there in Aurora, plus setting up an internet business, just getting started, and I'm sure it's going to go well. She's an artist in her own right. So proud to be associated with that. So these are people that, just like you and I, that are in business trying to get these businesses up and running, and pulling together goes a long way. Christina, beautiful lady with her beauty products, and works really, really hard in a number of different areas, marketing her beauty products, also helping other people sell theirs with different marketing assistants, and she is with us tonight. So, Christina, I hope you've had a good week, and we'll appreciate you staying with us. She also helps other entrepreneurs market their products with yard sales and pop-up events. So if you're down in that area and you'd like somebody to help you get started with the marketing, she's a good person to talk to. Beautiful marketing tips. So hope things are going well and lots of sales are coming in. If you want your business to be promoted here, all you got to do is be a participant in the Academy and send me your videos and your mission statements or photos or whatever I can do to help you get your business up and running. We will certainly do it, and working through the different ways that we can network, it goes a long way. I see Keisha has joined us. Keisha, welcome. Glad to have you on board tonight. Send me those videos. Now, all of you have your homework assignments to do the videos with your telephone or with YouTube. It's so important that you use videos now to encourage customers to go with you. I can tell you that if you're not doing it, you're losing money because they go such a long way in helping you get started. One of your handouts is the 40 grill skills. That's part of your homework too. If you spend time with each of those, watch the videos that are listed in the handout. Just do one a day for 30 or 40 days, and you will just be amazed with how much knowledge that you're going to start going. We're halfway through our spring series now, and many of you have stayed with us for every single webinar, and I certainly do appreciate it, and I'm proud of you for the time and effort and dedication that you're giving to try to move your business forward and learn as much as you can. I'm humbled by the fact that you have given me the audience to share with you in my very meek way, little tips that I can share for you. But I think we always need to come back to remember that sometimes we just have to take a deep breath and never stop dreaming. No matter how old we are, no matter how young you are, keep on dreaming, keep on hoping for better. When we do that and we set the right goals and priorities, we will move forward and things will become a little easier. It is really tough to get a new business up and running. We take a lot of risk. We get knocked down a lot. So let me tell you here, I'm at 75 years old, and every day I get up and count my blessings, try to set the right priorities to get a number of things done this day. And by doing that, I am able to accomplish more than just kind of drifting along without having a to-do list every morning. It really helps me. So the way I keep dreaming is I keep hoping that I can keep waking up every day and trying to achieve something in my business, the equipment business, but mainly in meeting and working with you guys and all of us learning together. I was just so turned on in January at the inauguration of President Biden and the great job that I think he's doing and trying to help move the country forward. But choosing Amanda Gorman to come and give the poem, I don't think I'll ever forget that day and the words that she said. And I feel good about halfway through this series that we take just a moment to remember and think in terms of the bigger picture, that the world is a lot more than just you and I, and think about how it can affect us. Because she said, and let's read it together, when day comes and we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? For there is always light, if only we are brave enough to see it, but mainly, if only we are brave enough to be it. I want to encourage you to be the light, to let your candle shine, to be the light that not only leads the way for you, but for other people. Life will get better when we all try to follow those words. Tonight, if you're just thinking about getting started in business, then it's kind of important that we have a foundation to start with. So to process to get your business started, it needs to be a something that's real, tangible, something you've written down on paper, a serious thought that you've given. I've had a chance to speak with several of you here, and I know that you're already into your business, and this is maybe a little bit of rehearsal that we've done for you again, but it's always good to think about this. You got to find time for your new business, and that's hard to do, especially if you're a parent. It's hard to sit out by the soccer field and run a business at the same time. It's hard to sit by the bedside of a loved one that's ill or that you're the primary caregiver and run a business at the same time. I know that. So finding time for your new business is certainly a difficult thing to do, but we just have to do it. So I want to tell you that so many other folks are dealing with the same issues, and we set those priorities and try to find the time we can. And then we have to understand that when we're selling services like you do in the cleaning business, you're not selling a product. It's not like you're selling tractors and implements like I do every day. You're selling time for money. So let that kind of sink into your mind. In the cleaning business, as in so many others, it is trading time for money. That's what we do. So we'll talk tonight about that. Now, how do we set the prices? How do we know how much to charge for our services? That's always a challenge, especially for new folks just getting into business for the first time. And then you're going to hear me speak about profit centers. And what are profit centers? Well, they're different things you do to make money. And it's so important that you understand that you have to have a lot of profit centers for a business to remain sustainable. Knowing how to use and plan your presence on the internet is super important in today's world, especially in 2022. The internet, how you marry your telephone presentations through your website and internet, it's kind of complicated. It hasn't got a thing to do with cleaning, but it's got everything to do with making your business sustainable and helping customers find you. So the things we talk about tonight in marketing, I want to encourage you to join us again tomorrow night, because we're going to go head over heels in depth in marketing on tomorrow night and the next Thursday night, how to help customers find you. And I know it will help you in whatever business that you're in. Those that are just thinking about getting started in business, whether it's the cleaning or any other, now here we are. This is a cold scene, isn't it, with a frozen lake somewhere up north bound to be. And the message here is that I don't want you to, and I want to discourage you from jumping into the water when especially it might be over your head in the cold weather. I don't want you to jump into the business until you're ready, and that don't go head over heels leaping into it. Start out just one baby step at a time. One step at a time. Put your toes in the water, do a little bit of business, and then grow from there. That's the best way to start a cleaning business. That's the way I did it some 30 years ago when I first got started and ran my business for about 12 years. I started with one client, one person helping me with the cleaning, and then we grew from there. It was amazing how fast our business grew because we were growing by reputation and what we call raving fan customers. Every business getting started, cleaning business and all others that y'all may be involved in, there's 7 basic startup strategies that are so important. So let's rehearse these and review them, see how you're doing with them in your business. Number 1 strategy, always number 1, is going to be setting and maintaining high standards. The higher the standards you maintain, the better off you are as far as being able to keep customers and indeed end up earning more money. The high standards that you're going to be concerned about are hospitality. How do people feel about doing business with you? Customer service. How well you're actually doing the specific job they're paying you for. Professionalism. How high up on the scale are you being professional? Do you know your game? Do you know your products? Have you trained your staff? And are you maintaining credit worthiness? How about that? The credit worthiness comes in strong here because if you've got a good reputation in the community, if you've got good credit worthiness, you'll be able to get better deals from your suppliers. And if you are doing business with people and you want them to give you their cleaning business, it's great if you have a good credit reputation with those businesses that you're going to ask for their business. I want you to remember that there's 3 kinds of profit centers. 3 different things that you need to be marketing. And later on in the program, I'm going to show you how some other cleaning businesses are going after different types of business, which is so important for you that I want you to remember. We need profit centers that bring in new customers, something that attracts new people to you. You need profit centers that help you have continuous business that keeps them coming back, keeps them doing business with you. And in every business, I want you to have some method, some way that you can have some big ticket sales. In the cleaning business, that is usually achieved by getting long-term contracts, or maybe bundling some packages, or maybe offering several different types of services to the same customer that are linked, but it may not be cleaning. It might be pool work, it might be pet work, it might be handyman services, it might be lawn and garden services, it might be gutter cleaning or pressure washing or painting. But sometimes to make it in the cleaning business, we have to add some other things. And a good example was what Sonia was doing for us over in Pamlico County in offering additional home services to those clients where she's in there cleaning. All that adds up to being able to earn more income from a smaller group of people. Take a look at this, for example. I hope y'all all have your videos or your screen so you're able to see this slide. This represents the world of the cleaning business. So many different types of profit centers that you could have. Each one of these has 5 or 6 subtext on them. So there's about 30 different areas that you could be having different cleaning businesses. Now, if you can take a screenshot of this on your computer, you may want to do it. I am recording this tonight. Hopefully the recording will come through fine. And if you ask, I'll be glad to send you a recording so you'll be able to look at these slides and copy them and make notes off of them. If you're operating with your phone or whatever, then make sure you try to get the chat and at least let me know your email address and where you're located and that you'd like for me to send you a copy of the recording. But here's some 24 different profit centers well laid out. Everything from laundry services to grounds cleanings to dust control, fixtures, office cleaning, carpet cleaning, lots of different things that you can be doing in cleaning so that you can reach out and have a lot of different types of customers. We need to target the groups of people that we think are going to be the easiest to reach without having to spend a lot of money. We want to help try to determine their priorities so that we can meet their market demands. And that's something that you do. We can't be all things to all people, that we must be everything to some people. So that's how we're going to save our marketing money, is that you pick out the groups of people that you think you can best serve in a hurry. And it might be types of customers, or it might be the location that they're in. Like if maybe you want to do a certain type of business, like fast foods or banks or medical offices or government buildings or schools or doctors' offices, or equipment dealerships. When you have a niche market that you're going after, then you can create a reputation a lot better and get a lot more referrals. So think about the different customer groups that you might want to try to work for. Now, whatever that is, and all your vital signs, we don't need a base of raving fan customers. It's going to be really important that you're going to be able to have people to refer to you, or customers that you have satisfied, so you can use them as references. So that's why it's important to get your toes in the water, so you'll have some customers that you can refer to. And now it's time to put a database together. That is all the people you can think of, get email addresses for, that you can send out email information on a regular basis to let them know that you're alive and well, and to remind them that you would appreciate their business and tell them about the special things that you've got going on. This is critical. You really need a database of email addresses to help promote your business. Once you have that, then you do like on number 6 here, is then you can start sending out those continuous promotions. Then you'll have continuous sales. If you do not have continuous promotion, you probably will not have continuous sales and bring in new customers. So important it is. I'll talk about that a little later tonight as well. What are your forecasting skills? You need to, and I need to, be forecasting, that is looking forward, looking at our crystal ball as best we can, and always searching for new things that we can upsell with our customers. We have a customer, we're working for them, they're paying us, everybody's getting along fine, but we always need to be thinking about what else can we offer this customer that might keep them happy, might offer them better services, things that they need. So we have to keep thinking and talking and reaching out. Tonight, just like on the previous slides, I'm going to give you a lot of opportunities to talk about the different ways that you can help customers. Now, yesterday, 2 years ago, this pretty much represented the cleaning business. It was all about, cleaning surfaces like we've always heard. It was about keeping the floors nice and clean and shiny, doing what we needed to do. That was basically a picture of what was happening in the cleaning business. But today, the world has changed. COVID has made a bigger impact on the cleaning business than anything else that I know of. And it's made some major impacts, but you know as well as I do, but now we're not seeing just cleaning, are we? No, we're all about sanitation and sanitizing. So those of us that are already in business, adding the word sanitizing into your promotions and talking and your professional services is going to be really important from here on. Why? Because there is probably 3 times as many customers today that will have an interest in having you come into their home or their business than there was 2 years ago. 3 times as many. Why? Because COVID has taught people and encouraged people that doing a general sanitizing sometimes is very important, and especially with businesses, because businesses, of course, are concerned about their customers becoming ill, but now businesses are, first of all, interested in keeping their employees healthy. So folks that would have never considered having someone come in and spray and sanitize their business areas, even though they got regular cleaning going on, now because it's a specialty and maybe they don't know how or don't have the equipment, are hiring people just like you to come in and sanitize their businesses. So of course, sometimes you might have to wear this, but usually not. But here's the secret. If you've got these vaporizing tools, these sanitizing tools that are on the market today, and there's a lot of variety of them. I took these slides about a year ago, but there's all kinds of tools like these handhelds that you can go in and just do the work. I've got some good friends in Clinton, North Carolina, that were in the cleaning business before, And that all of a sudden tripled because their customers where they were cleaning wanted them to start coming by every 2 or 3 days, not to clean, but to sanitize different areas. They had elementary schools and private schools, some hospital offices and doctor offices where they paid people to come in. And that, why? Yeah, it cost them some money, but what it did is it really helped their business because they were promoting that they were sanitizing daily at their business, and that meant more customers would come in. Restaurants that did that had a better service. Now, this $450 here represents what this sanitizer was selling for at Amazon about a year ago. It may be up or down, but there's a lot more models available now too. So let's change gears here a little bit. What are you offering to your customers? Each and every one of you that's getting your business started, what are you offering to your customers? Are you offering to them that you're going to clean their house or their office? Offering to them that you're going to provide them certain jobs, or are you offering them the opportunity to come home to a clean house, to come home to a wonderful feeling? See, it's the happy ending that makes people want to pay more money for cleaning services. It's not actually that you're doing the work, because people had just as soon not even talk about that. But if you're promoting that they're going to be coming home to a clean house, and you're promoting that as a part of your story, people are going to be more apt to pay you more money and do business with you. When we're doing our marketing, it's all about telling the story. So I want to encourage you to think about that. How are you presenting the services that you make? Now, I see that, let's see who we got with us here. I see we got Keisha with us, and Keisha is promoting a car cleaning business. So, Keisha, what this would mean to you is, and you're in the cleaning business as well, is that instead of saying, I'm going to do detail work, I'm going to do this, you would promote that, hey, when you walk up to your automobile, it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be the cleanest it's ever been, or dazzling. You'll start using words that will turn on people's psychic to say, I want to pay them to do that work so my vehicle will look so darn good. It's about the happy endings, especially with this type work. So why would I encourage you to follow your dream? I want to tell you that cleaning businesses can grow faster than any other businesses, so many other businesses, because you have the opportunity to go by leaps and bounds if that's the method that you want to go for. I had some good friends that started a cleaning business some 30 years ago. They were bankrupt. They had been farming, and they came to me. They had been one of my good farm customers, and I was able to help them with one of my old vans at my equipment business and some cleaning materials that we had in our closet. And they had a customer that said if they start coming, that they could have their cleaning business. And by golly, they took that van, they went to one customer's commercial site and started doing the work, and they kicked off their business and started feeding their children because they were bankrupt. And I'm so proud of the husband and wife team that did that. Fast forward 15 years, they had grown the business to about a $2 million business a year, maybe even more, and they put together a fleet of trucks. They had some 30 employees, and it just grew and grew and grew. This business did really well till when it's not healthy anymore and had to stop doing business, and so they've sold it and both retired, but they got a really generous price for their established business, because a good cleaning business with established customers is an easy business to sell. So I want to tell you that this may seem like a little peanut type business when you first get started, but if it's done right with a good business plan and you grow steady and keep your customers, indeed, when you're ready to retire, you will have something that can sell on the marketplace and maybe put some good dollars in your pocket. Let me mention to you that it is important that so many of us, April was just talking with us tonight, that it is so difficult to find employees that'll stay with you, especially in the cleaning business. And I want to encourage all of you to write this down, The Dream Manager by Matthew Kelly. The Dream Manager by Matthew Kelly. It's a little book. I've got some right here in my office. He tells the story of a cleaning business that was having a really hard time finding and keeping employees, and goes through the process of step by step of what they were able to do to put together a strategy that really get the employees to stay with us, stay with them, and keep them. Now, I wouldn't promote this if I didn't think it was real, because I write my own books and I have a hard time promoting somebody else's, but this is one that I read. And it helped me in my business solidify my employee base. And once I took the tips that they offered in this book a number of years ago, back around 2009, it made a world of difference. I've had people who came to the webinars and seminars, bought and read these books, about $10 or $15 on Amazon, to tell me that it has changed their life individually and those of their children. I've had people to tell me that after reading the books, they quit what they were doing and moved to California and pursued a dream that they had. It is a life-changing book, or it could be for you and for your family. So I really encourage you to find a copy of The Dream Manager. They're available at Amazon, and or maybe even at your library, and take this in. It is all about employees in the cleaning business. How about that? Okay, number one question, number one thing I can do to help you. We're back to this same slide that we looked at earlier. How will customers find you? What is the main way that customers find someone in the cleaning business? Well, it is through raving fan customers. Your customers that are recommending you to other people will have more influence on your new business prospect than all the marketing and advertising you can do. So that's why I say let's take it one step at a time. Get one customer at a time, and make sure that that customer is so happy that you can use them for a reference, and encourage them, if you can, to have them to go out and speak on your behalf and encourage other people to do it. That's the way I grew my business, and I know it can work. So the number one way customers is going to find you is through your customers and them bragging on you, that raving fan customer. What's another way that customers are going to find you? Folks that are shopping in today's world, 85% of the people shopping for someone to help them with their cleaning business in your town or in your region are going to be searching for you on their telephone. So what have you done about your business to make sure you've got a good mobile page at your website, or through your Facebook or your Google My Business pages, or your YouTube channel? There's a lot of ways now that you can have a great mobile page. But that is so important that when someone's shopping and they're using their telephone and they pick up their phone like this, they type in the cleaning service in Raleigh, cleaning service in Pamlico County, what's going to come up on the screen? Is it going to be your business or somebody else's business? The attention that you pay to your mobile page and how you do your marketing there will have everything to do with folks being able to find you starting tomorrow. Now, this isn't a slow leak type thing that's going to happen next year. You start paying attention to your mobile page and what's coming up on that telephone screen, and tomorrow you'll start getting calls. There's a lot of different ads that you can put on, a lot of different things that you want to mention, but I want you to notice some of the things that these folks are doing. You see, they're not talking about cleaning, they're talking about cleaning made easy. In other words, it's that happy ending for you. They're encouraging people to call, offering a little bit of free service, offering some discounts, first cleaning discounts and such as that. You have to get in the door before you can get started. And yeah, you may not make as much money or any money on your first time around, but indeed it would give you a chance to see what's happening and to adjust your prices accordingly. But what you've got on your cell phone, the marketing that you're doing there, is everything that has to do with the success of your business. How about your Facebook pages and your website? Here's some from Carolina Clean over in Richlands, North Carolina, a really aggressive cleaning company. Simple but good messages. In other words, they're saying they care about clean. Their website is easy to operate. It's simple, not very expensive website, but does a great job talking about here. See, they're focusing on floors and things, carpet and floor cleaning, water and fire damage. So what are you doing about your website? What are you doing about your Facebook pages? So let me encourage you just to write this down. This is the Jacksonville region cleaner. I'm giving them free advertising here. I don't know these folks, but I can tell by the looks of their website that they're really good. So I'm encouraging you to look at their website. I checked it over thoroughly before I put this up, and there's a lot of good tips that you might be able to see how some other people are doing a great job in marketing a cleaning business. That's www.carolinacleancare.com. I love the title. That's a good domain name. So in naming your business, that's important. And they got a good domain name. How will customers find you? This is one of the very most effective ways. As a matter of fact, second behind the mobile page on the telephone, the advertising that you're putting on your vehicles can be so very important. Take a minute to check this slide out. Isn't that impressive? And you can get these wraps for your vehicles. There's probably $1,500 to $2,000, but just think about how every minute that this vehicle is on the highway, it's a traveling billboard. And these last for years and years and years. So if it lasts for 10 years, that's $200 a year, very few dollars a day. Let me encourage you to think about that. If you're serious about getting into the business and plan to stay in it, then this is the kind of investment that you might even borrow money or use your credit card to get started, because on day one, that phone number is out there where you're working, and information, if it's done properly, to help people start calling you on day one. So encourage yourself to do some mobile advertising. Also, when you're at a place working, have some yard signs that you can set up while you're there to let the neighbors know that you are there and that you'd appreciate a chance of them talking to you or asking for an estimate. Let's talk about some other tools that you might use to help your business get started. Really good business cards that catch people's eyes and keep them in focus on you. Good slogans, let them know the different profit centers you're doing. You see what Janice has done here? I love her name, Janice's Joyful Janitorial Service. She's got 3 J's going on there. Carpets, windows, laundry, dusting, and garage removal. Now, there's another profit center that more and more people might be able to help. Would have people help cleaning out their garage and moving it on. She's got a really good business card that's quite colorful. Make sure there's a little message in your business card. Here's another one that I found. I'm talking about house cleaning services. If you need help cleaning your house, we can help. I like that. Affordable prices, satisfaction guaranteed. Those are good messages and a good look. I suggest that y'all, if it feels good to you, you take these ideas and make them work for you as well. I love this right here, small posters that you can put up with tear tabs at restaurants and around different stores, at dorms, different businesses, lots of places that you can put your little posters up, Chinese restaurants, just a world of places to use them. And so I'd encourage you to do that. You see, you put your poster up, you get a good message, and then you have that little tab they can tear off to give you a call when they get home. Are you doing that? I would encourage you to, especially in the cleaning business where so much business is local for you. Even if you're in the commercial cleaning business, and you would think, I'm not going to do that because I'm just going to do residential, or vice versa. This works for all worlds. The person that's at the Chinese takeout or looking at this bulletin board at a restaurant or another place, they are going to they'll be thinking about doing business with you for their business or for their house or for their vacation property or rental property. So make sure that you're not backing off because you think one outfit might not want to do business with you. Anyone that has an interest in cleaning can show up and take one of these tabs and end up doing business with you. Now, let's think about the DBAs. That is doing business as. You don't have a name for your business, a legal name, of course, and that's just fine. But you can use other names promoting your business that will help people find you by the different DBAs that you use. So let's say that we're in Jacksonville, North Carolina, or in that region where we got a lot of marine customers, right? We're in Jacksonville where we got a lot of customers out at the beach on Topsail Island. And because Onslow County is growing and plenty of people there, we've got plenty of residential business. So your business might be called April's Cleaning Service. That might be the official name. But you could advertise your business as Onslow Commercial Residential Cleaners, or Topsail Coastal Homes Maid Service, or Simplify, New Construction Pro Clean. You're not limited to your one business name the way that you market your business. As a matter of fact, you can have as many DBAs as you want to use to help promote your business. Is that going to run your cost of your business or your accounting up anyway? Not at all. It's just it would be April doing business as, April doing business as, Steve doing business as, and then use that name. That trade name like Onslow Commercial, that will attract people that's in Onslow County because that may be they may be typing into their telephone or computer cleaning service Onslow County. And if that's what they're doing and you've got a DBA and a web page called Onslow Commercial Cleaners, then more people will find you on the internet. The same way if you've got a vacation home at Topsail Island, you type in Cleaning Services Topsail. If your DBA is named Topsail Cleaning Services, then you would come up ahead of your competition. And if it's a Marine who's thinking about, I want to do business with someone that's marine oriented, they might type in Simplify Cleaning. And if your DBA starts out with Simplify, they would find you first. How to use DBAs can be so important. I use that so much in my business. I know it makes a big difference. So if you want to learn more about that, this tomorrow night and the following Thursday, we'll be talking in deep about that. Now, where are your customers? Where can you go look? You're just getting started and you don't have any idea where to start. Well, I don't know what your situation is, but I do know that you'll have certain areas that you're more familiar with and certain types of businesses that you're more familiar with than others. So that's why I wanted to give you a long list here of different places that you can think about that you can go after business. Every one of these places has an interest in talking with someone to help them with cleaning. They may not need you every day. They might want you once a week or maybe once a year or maybe in special occasions. On either way, it's going to be worth your effort to get your card and your name in their menu so that when something comes open, then you'll have a chance to get to business. Look here at the list. See which ones might apply to you that you're interested in or that you know folks in or that you can go knock on some doors tomorrow and start soliciting some business. How do you do that? You go up and say, I need to talk with the person who's in charge of cleaning here. And then you say, I'm in the business, just getting started, have your business card or your menu of items listed there, and just start the conversation. And they may say, well, we don't need anybody now, this and that, or we got somebody we're depending on. The key is that when the opportunity comes available, you want to be on the menu. You want to be someone that's been there and has a chance to get a chance at being in the business. Oftentimes they'll say, well, we've got someone doing it, this and that, and then your response would be, well, that's fine. I hope they're giving you great service, but in the situation when maybe you want to add some services or they go in another direction, here, please take my card, put it in your desk, and let's stay in touch. Now, that's the important first step, but you're going to need to go back every 6 weeks or every 2 months and remind them because things change, especially in cleaning services. things change often. And for you to get those new opportunities, you've got to pick out the individual areas where you think you got the best chance for business, make a list of them when you were there last, and keep calling. It's cold calling, but it makes a lot of difference for you. A good thing about this world of cleaning is that there are so many specialty markets. And if you have a specialty in one or two of these or more, then you're going to be able to come up with some areas that you'll get continuous business. So maybe the one type of business that you're interested in is doing maid service at residential locations. You'll want to go to those residential locations where you think they have the ability to pay a good price. You'll have to determine how much per day that you need to earn to even talk to a customer. With your goals and what you want to put together, maybe you need to bring home $300 a day. Maybe you're going to be working part-time and you're going to be satisfied with making an extra $100 a day, or it could be $1,000 depending on what your goals and expectations are. So once you do that, then we're going to be able to pick out the different types of clients that might be able to work for you. So there's maid services that generally takes place during the daytime. There's commercial cleaning that generally takes place at night, where people come into offices after they've closed up. However, I can tell you that in a lot of type of businesses, and people don't know this, there's a lot of commercial cleaning that you can perform at different times of the day, during the day, and such as that. Some businesses just would want you to come in on a daily basis and clean restrooms or the lobby. And if that's the case, they might be very pleased with you just coming any time of day that you can get there because you're not going to close the restroom down but a few minutes. So you can work those kind of things out. I'm saying this because you can have some maid service work that you're doing during the day, as well as some commercial cleaning work that you're doing in the day. Post-construction cleaning is a big industry. That is to say that any time that something new is built, a new building, office building, a new home, before those places can go to the real estate market, someone has to come in there and do the cleaning, stem to stern, clean them up good. A lot of times, as a matter of fact, a builder can't close on his loan, can't get his money to get paid until that cleaning is finished and has been inspected. So post-construction cleaning is a specialty market. It continues to grow. You have to be good at what you're doing and be careful. Make sure you're dealing with people that's going to pay you, whether or not the house is closed or not. You don't need your money either way. Carpet cleaning and floor service care is probably the highest end of the business. That is creating more revenues, but it is also going to require, number one, more special equipment, and number two, more special training. But carpet cleaning, it can be very, very strong for you, and it's important, and it's a specialty area. The easiest way to move in, it requires the least amount of money and expertise, is going into apartment complexes and buildings, townhouses and such as that, rental places, and the cleaning that's done when people move out and before others move in. Every apartment complex has got someone in their employ that they hire to do that for every place that becomes vacant. Generally, rental management firms will have a contractor that does it, and hence that's where you might come in, because those folks will be the easiest to please, because there you're just pleasing one rental manager at a complex, and if you have a good rapport with them, you're doing good work. It's not like you're having to satisfy the whole office group and everybody that works in the office. What happens there is a apartment comes available, the manager calls up his cleaning crew, they go in, spend a few hours, a half a day doing the cleanup work. They get paid. Generally, it's a flat fee of $150 to $300, and then have specialties in case there's some extra things that get done. But sometimes you can do as many as 4 or 5 of those a day, and therefore end up with a good income. See, that's the kind of job that you would want to create a relationship with a number of different apartment complexes, because one place probably wouldn't be able to keep you busy enough to have a business, but if you got a relationship with 4 or 5, you could probably have a really good business. Now, to the specialty areas, cleaning up before and after special events. That's moving in on weekends, doing general trash pickup and cleaning. Doing spring cleaning. This is an area that you would promote to help get new customers in the spring, to come in to do deep spring cleaning for folks. That's a market that lots and lots of people use and does, especially retired folks. Window cleaning is a very specialty area. You got to be careful here what you're getting into, whether you just want to do ground floor windows or inside or up and down. But if you don't do all the windows and they want you to do upstairs and 3-story type windows, that gets to be very specialty. So to get good at that business, you're going to need some special training, special equipment, probably some special insurance. So make sure that before you go into the window cleaning business, you look at the ins and outs of that. But all of these and the combination of these different things can mean that you can have a business that can serve a lot of different groups of customers. Therefore, you'll have a chance of being more sustainable and staying in business and making more money. The word punch ticket may have some other names, surveys or check-off lists or boxes or such as that, but I don't use the word punch ticket. Punch ticket is the piece of paper that folks use to make sure you have achieved what you've been paid to do. Very, very important. We're going to talk about some handouts, and I got lots of handouts in your, lots of samples in your handouts of different punch tickets and how you can use them. These handouts are made, study guides are made as Word files, so you'll be able to take that and put it in your computer and in your MS Word and use them as a guide to set up your own punch ticket. So it should save you a ton of work to do that if you want to do it. So punch tickets are very much a part of maid service, commercial cleaning, post-construction, and move in and out cleaning. In every one of these different types of businesses, you would have different punch tickets. For every different customer, depending on who it is or what they like, they might want to have a punch ticket that's a little different than the others. Well, here's the key. The punch ticket is your way of telling the customer, I have achieved the jobs I was hired to do. To the customer, that means, okay, I've got accountability here. But on the backside of that, and what Steve-O wants you to know is, it is so important that you have an agreement on what you're expected to do, so that when you finish that, well and done. But when they start adding on this and that and so many other things that customers like to add on, then you're going to be able to start making a list and charge more money. Because the deal is, I do what we've agreed to do for a certain price. When you start asking and demanding more, then it's time for you to ask, and it's time for you to start being paid more. So important to keep people from taking advantage of you. So here's kind of an example, and these are in your handouts, a long list of them. Maid services would make a list for each customer what you're going to do for that client. And you'll print it out, so every time you go to that client, you check them off as you go. And that's important in maid services because almost always homeowners have certain events that's coming up or special needs. So they might say, listen, I need for you to spend some extra attention doing this, this, and this week. And then you would say, all right, does that go at the top of my list or the bottom of my list? Or what would you have me not to do while I'm doing these special things? And that's just fine. If they're taking off some responsibilities, then it's okay for you to fill them in with something new. But what it does, it creates a relationship where the homeowner, the person that's hiring you, and you have an understanding. I can be here a certain number of hours and minutes a day, but I got to move on after that to stay within my budget. I can be here a certain amount of time, but after that, I have to move on to stay within my budget. When the customers start understanding and appreciating that, then you're going to get along a lot better, and they're going to be more likely to pay you more money when they ask you to stay longer or to do more. Some folks have a hard time with that, but I'm going to tell you, it is so important that once you start a relationship with a customer on that basis, you'll get along a whole lot better. Get a little drink of tea here. Now, in the commercial cleaning side, those punch tickets will look a lot different. You'll have different things to consider, and I've got those listed out in your handout, a long list of different punch ticket samples that you might or might not use depending on what you're doing. But again, the commercial cleaning would have the different types of things that you would have versus in a residential home. A type of work that is becoming more and more popular is it's getting a lot more revenue in the cleaning business than it ever has before, are those companies that consolidate to do restoration and reconstruction work. That's after fire or a windstorm or a tornado, things that really devastate a house or a home or apartment. The insurance companies now had rather hire one company to come in and do the whole project as far as cleaning up. Now, these companies are very large usually. They have mostly all started from small companies, just like you're getting started, and grow into a restoration and reconstruction cleaning business. But here's what I want you to know. These large companies enjoy hiring smaller contractors to do the individual work. So if you've got and everybody in your area, you have restoration companies, and they got a lot of employees, but the key is they run out of people in a hurry, because if a storm comes through, they might not have had any jobs today, and tomorrow after a hurricane have 30 jobs to get done, and they need to move on them in a hurry. So you'll not be wasting your time to talk to a restoration company and let them know that you're available to serve them as a subcontractor to do specific work. And generally these people will pay you a good price, and they will pay you exactly on time, and what they want you to do will be really specific. So when you create a relationship as a subcontractor to the restoration and reconstruction companies, that's a good thing to do to help your business have stability. I want to give you a word of caution, and that is, number one, we're going to talk about some kind of niche markets in cleaning. And when you have a niche market, it's going to help you to have more stability because you will have a more established group of customers. One of the niche markets is floor services. That is, churches and schools that might hire the cleaning company to come in and do their floors once every 2 months, buff and wax and shine, sometimes cut the floors. They pay a good price for that. That's hard work, and you'll need to spend a lot of hours doing it, and almost always at night or on odd hours during the weekends. But while it does bring good money in, you have to have some specialized equipment and specialized training. But I got to tell you, if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't understand the chemicals and the waxes and the solvents and the equipment that you would use to clean floors, whether they be tile or terrazzo or carpets, then you stand a good chance of making a major screw up. And when you screw up a piece of carpet in the middle of the floor, that means you're responsible to repair it. And when you screw it up, even if you repair it, that probably means you're not going to be invited to come back, and you'll start getting a bad reputation. So don't go after the floor business until you have an established experience ratio. You've taken the right training to understand the chemicals and the equipment that you're using. Unlike other types of cleaning, floor services can really backfire on you if you make a mistake and do damages. So just take that as a word to the wise. Other types of niche market cleaning that you can add to your regular services are cleaning parking lots, doing grave markers at graveyards. Grave marker cleaning is a good business to get into, established clientele, good money. Window cleaning, as we talked about earlier. And of course, we know about cleaning cars and trucks and trailers. wide open market there, so you might have a mobile business there, or maybe that when you go to someone's home to do their cleaning, to do residential cleaning, you might say to them, now while I'm here, would you like for me to take care of your car, your pickup, or your camper, other types of things that might be parked there that need cleaning. And when you make that a part of your deal, when you leave there, you're leaving with not just $200 or $300, but maybe with $400 or $500. And you didn't spend any extra money riding on the roads or burning gas. You need to look for, if you can, different opportunities for you to do upselling, for you to upsell. That is to be able to say, and by the way, I can help you with this or help you with that or other things. Remember, always keep your eyes open for new opportunities. Those of you that maybe have someone in the family or someone that's good with ladders that could help you with gutter cleaning, that's a good opportunity for some more money as well, as is pressure washing. The right cleaning business always is about niches. So maybe it's boats, maybe it's decks, mobile home, cleaning up smoke damage. Mold eradication is a growing industry. I want to mention that to you because in today's world, people are concerned about mold, especially as climate change is bringing on more and more moisture. That means we're bringing on more and more mold. And before a house is sold in today's market, it has to be inspected. And mold is one of those things that the real estate agent, if some mold is found or mildew, they're going to get on the phone and search for someone in a hurry that can come and look after this mold or mildew. If that's one of your specialties and you've marketed it that way with your DBAs, such as April's Mold Eradication Service, then you indeed will have a chance to get some more business there. This requires some special training because if they don't hire you to do it, they don't want you to be certified. So that when you finish doing the job, you will certify them that the right measures have been taken to taking care of getting rid of this problem in their house. That way they can go ahead and close it. Pets are everywhere and everybody has an interest in it. So maybe it's washing your client's dogs, might be a part of another service that you'd add to pick up another $50 while you're there. Yeah, I'm going to do the house cleaning, and if you want me to wash Lotus, I'll wash him while I'm here for another $50 and dry him off. So everything in the house is clean at one time. We got all the pet stuff up and cleaned up, and also we've cleaned up the pet. It might even be that you agree to take the pet to another place and have them groomed and cleaned while you're doing the housework, and before you leave, you'll go get the pet and bring him back. Just think about different ways that you can add some service that'll make people feel better about coming home tonight. Not only has my dog been washed, but I've got my house is all clean and the dog odor at least is gone for the day. So think in terms about how you can put together a winning package and a happy ending for your customer. Some really special cleaning businesses now are crime scenes, traffic accidents, cleaning up poultry houses after chickens and turkeys. Down in the coastal areas, having crews that does beach houses and rental properties, roadside cleaning, parks and hazmat seals. All these are different types of cleaning businesses, and it's amazing what a great scale that we have. We'll talk about some of those others. Each one of these would require a specialty, some things that you learn. Beach house cleaning is a huge, good market. It's going to require a larger crew, and we'll talk about those in a little bit. Now I want to focus in telling you about carpet cleaning. One, you need some specialized training, probably a couple of weeks, and there's different people that offer that training. You don't need some specialized equipment. The good news is there's used equipment out there that you can lease or buy. You can start, and I don't suggest you start out with a brand new truck. You might start out with a brand new equipment. It can be equipment that stays in the van, and you run your hoses inside the house. The people that look after my carpet cleaning at my home, they have a portable cleaner that they actually take out and push it around inside the house. They don't run the tubes in. And either way, this is a good money-making business. Generally, it's something that you need two people that have some in good health, because furniture has to be moved. Things have to be moved inside the house. Sometimes they're taking rugs in and out. So you need at least two people to make you proficient. Sometimes it's three. If you've got a real busy schedule and you got three people, sometimes that'll work out nicely too. But 90% of the time, you'll see two people with a carpet cleaning crew. Generally, a person can get into the business with a used van and a either new or used carpet machine, they call them, with all the stuff that it takes to make it work, for in the neighborhood of $40,000. I'll just throw that figure out, 40 to 50 grand, because truck prices have really gone up recently, like everything else. But also, the rest of the story is generally, you would be able to turn that, if you keep a decent schedule, you'll be able to not only make a profit, but pay your equipment off within a year and a half, probably, if you dedicate your payments like you should and stay busy. Whatever that time period is, I can tell you that if you hustle and you do good work, the market is highly demanding. There's plenty of business out there. And this, again, is all about raving fan customers and staying in touch with your customer and building your business one at a time. I see folks that have done this through the years. They started out with one van, and now they got 15 vans. I mean, individuals, not big corporations, but just individuals. And each crew that goes out is making them profit for the owner and making money for themselves. So if this is something you have an interest in, I can tell you I've seen it. A lot of people do really well with this, get started out with a reasonably small investment, and grow and grow and grow. When you, as an individual cleaning business owner, have a relationship with an individual carpet cleaning business, that's a win-win situation too. Now remember, I told you, you probably don't want to do floor work yourself unless you really know what's going on. But here's the story. I can tell you that if you affiliate with an independent carpet cleaning business that does good work, y'all can work together to help each other find customers. When your client's carpets and floors need cleaning, you would say to your client, I've got some people I can work with. I'll bring them in. I'll supervise their work, make sure you can trust them in your house, and take care of that, and I'll collect the money for them if you'd like. When they're out cleaning and people are talking with them about who can I get to help me with my housekeeping, then they can refer people to you. So having affiliation with one or two good independent carpet cleaning businesses can be real good for your cleaning business as well as them. There's a lot of franchises here now, not only for maid service and commercial cleaning businesses. You can go online and see just a lot of people saying they got a deal for you. I want to really give you a lot of caution here. Most franchise businesses are out to scam you and take your money and deliver very little. There are a few exceptions, but they are very few. And we see a lot of different companies that come and go. So I encourage you to be very careful before you join any franchise group or pay any advance money. You must check them out thoroughly. Talk not only to the people trying to sell you the franchise, but also some people that already have it that necessarily these folks don't recommend. You want to hear the good and the bad. I would encourage you to talk to your small business centers, to the directors there when you think about going into something, and they can help you kind of check out these companies and what's up to them, and they'd be glad to do it. What's going to eat up your money? What's going to eat up your profits faster than anything else in the cleaning business? Well, I can tell you it's the gasoline, diesel fuel, transportation cost, and the riding time that you spend going back and forth to different clients. So we always have to say when we're doing our business plan, how far can you go away to do cleaning business and remain profitable? And that's a mixed bag, because indeed, every mile you travel, dollars and cents out of your pocket. So it will bring back the old truth that you might want to make a note of. The most profitable customer that you can have in the cleaning business is that customer that is right next door to where you are today. The customer that's closest to where you are today means you can clean this place you're at today and in 2 minutes be over cleaning that other place and work in 2 places in one day instead of just 1 or 2 places because you got to drive so far to get there. Big deal. And when we talk about scheduling a little bit, it's going to have a lot to do with trying to keep your mileage down and your profits up. So I suggest if you're just getting started that you establish a territory. You get a map, a local map that shows the territory that you feel good to travel in. Just like I found this slide here, and this is in the Jacksonville area. And on this map, then determine where you are, and then draw circles around the housing developments or the business communities or the areas that you feel good about. Maybe there's a lot of business concentrating in an area. And then that's the areas that you will go to start soliciting more business. You'll draw that circle and then start soliciting in those houses and neighborhoods and subdivisions to promote your business. Cleaning, selling time for money is all about time management. We can dance around it all we want to, but the key for you being profitable in this business is monitoring your time, because when we have our business plan, we want to generate a certain amount of revenue per day, a certain amount of revenue per 4 days or 2 days. A certain amount of revenue needs to be produced out of your business for you to stay on your business plan. So this means that as you're planning your day, that you're doing it in such a way that you're not going to get behind at one place or the other, because when you get behind with your work, you're going to be behind with your budget. A tip that helped me out when I was getting started, someone that had been in the business a while, encouraged me that when I was looking at a job and trying to determine my bid, that when I looked at the different things or how long I was going to be in an area or how long my employee would be in a certain room or building, think in terms of 15-minute increments. Think in terms of 15-minute increments. If you're looking at this job and that job, and you'll walk around and you'll think about, well, it'll take so much to do this and so much to do that. Always give yourself some leadway, some safety margin, and always think in 15-minute increments for each job. Because if you've got a 2 or 3 person crew, then you're going to do that for each person and come up with how many hours that you are going to need to be there. For every half hour, update your planning based on every half hour, not at the end of the day. So you're going to be really conscious how long we need to be there. And April mentioned earlier that finding people is hard to do, but not only will we need to find the right people, we're going to need to find the people that move, that can move and get things done in a certain period of time. What's your options about this? So if you're having a hard time finding younger folks or that can really hustle and get a lot done in a short period of time, well, first of all, you got to be careful with that, because maybe they're doing an excellent job, but folks that are in a hurry and trying to do as much as they can in a short period of time sometimes will not do top quality work. So we have to always monitor. We're not pushing too hard to let our standards come down with cleanliness. So what I learned through the years is I tried to hire more and more retired folks, senior citizens to help me, and instead of paying them by the hour, I paid them by the job. In other words, I knew what the job was bringing in to me. I'd pay them a percentage of it, and I didn't care if it took them 1 hour or 3 hours, depending on the situation, of course, to get the work done. I wanted it done right. I wanted my customer happy, and I wanted my employees happy as well, so that they enjoyed what they were doing and would want to come back. You see, those type folks are more interested in the quality more often than it is on getting paid an exact amount of money per hour, because they'd rather not be pushed and be paid by the job than the hour. So that's just something to think about with the way that you're planning on hiring your crews. We got to have that customer database again, because our customer base has to be in sync with the calendar. Where are your customers? Can you fit them into a certain calendar? Can you cover the territory you got to cover in a certain time frame? That's always a critical thing that we have to do. So your business plan in the cleaning business, I want to encourage you, just like in so many others selling time for money, I want you to plan your business plan on a 4-day week. 4 days a week, 4 weeks a month. And you'll write your plan and do your scheduling along that, and that way you'll be able to fill up your calendar in such a way that brings in the money you need to meet your business plan. We'll talk about the contracting days that you're going to be cleaning, the different schedules that you'll be doing. You'll design as little travel as possible when you're doing that. And every time you have a chance to trade up, that is to trade one customer for another or put them into a different time slot to improve your profitability when you do that. To make that work, you're going to need a calendar and need to know how it works. So how do we get started? First of all, for you to understand how much money you need to be charging, we have to start out with determining what your goals are. What is your goal for your business to bring in? Now, let's just say that you want to earn $400 every 4 days. So to earn $400 every day, then what are you going to have to actually earn to end up with $400? Well, you've taken your expenses here and you added them up all the way down. Now you're spending $35 a day, $140 for those 4 days, right? So that means that during those 4 days, you're going to need to actually earn $540, so you'll have $400 left. That's right. See, some people say, well, if I don't be earning $400, then that's all I need to make $100 a day. But no, it's different than that because you're going to have expenses you've got to account for. You have to cover your expenses and your target earnings when you're setting your business plan. Now, your goal might be, instead of $400 over 4 days, that might be $800 you want to earn. Might be $1,000. Might be $1,200. I don't know. It depends on whether you do part-time or full-time, or maybe what you want to do per person that's working for you. There's a lot of ways you can twist this around. So this is just a guide for you to see how to set up a system to help you get the total earnings that you need to stay on target. And we're going to use this as a guide. It's $400 or $100 a day. So if this was your goal and you were needing to bring in and generate around $540 a day, then this is the way you might set up your calendar. You'd set your calendar up with the size jobs that would work to help you stay on budget. So like on Mondays, you plan to do work at places that's going to pay you $80 and $50. And you plan those in because that will bring you, on Mondays, $520. On Tuesdays, you grouped your smaller jobs, or maybe jobs that were next to each other, $45 type jobs. They bring in $540. On Wednesday, maybe you've got some large jobs, some that are bringing in $100, and you got enough time to do a smaller job after that. So you would group your calendar on Wednesdays as do on Thursdays. What's this all about? It's all about you are managing your calendar to help you manage your business plan. And I know that when you're first getting started and you don't have anything, it's all blank on your calendar, and you say, well, what do I do? Well, you get started. But just as soon as you start getting customers and building your business, you start placing those businesses in the calendar slots where it helps you maintain your budget. Sometimes you might be able to do a job actually for $50, but because you had to drive way over there and way back, you need to charge $125 because it's the only job you can get done that day. Oftentimes in selling time for money, the successful business person is charging what you need to keep your business plan working, and it has nothing to do with how long you're going to be at the job. Because meeting your budget is the most important thing you have to worry about to maintain cash flow. Therefore, some jobs you just have to walk away from because they're too far away, or they want too much time and paying you too little money for you to stay on a business plan. And the minute you talking to your customer about it, it's not about you telling them all this. It's just that in this slot and this day, I can stay with you a certain number of time for a certain amount of money. And just face it like that. Then the customer will understand, okay, I need to limit what's on that checkoff list while you're here to maybe you'll do a half of it on one week and the other half on the next time you come back. You find ways to negotiate and common ground with your customers. I found that when you have that approach, unless you're dealing with someone that is cheap, then they're probably not going to be a customer that you want, because you have to have some flexibility in this business and people have to understand. Every place you go, there must be a priority list with every customer. You need to have that heart-to-heart talk with them. Well, let's list it one through every how many slots you got on this line over here. Let's talk about what the priorities are that you want me to look after when I'm visiting your site. What do you want me to do first? And then go down the list of what we want me to do last. Because if the list is long and you don't take anything off, you need to have an understanding that you're there on the time lot and you're going to do as best you can. So have that conversation with how long they want you to spend on each project. And you can't nickel dime that to death. You just get a general feel for what your priorities are, and then you'll be a good enough business person to space your time out and your energy, or if you got people working for you, how to make those assignments. The priority list is so important to have a satisfied customer. Design that checkoff list for each and every job. No shortcuts. Compare the timelines. How does it take? How does this job compare with your goals for daily income? You might look at a boardroom like in this picture and say, well, it'll take me or one of my employees an hour in this one room. So as long as this room is a part of it, I need to plan to be here an hour. And then you don't go back to your daily budget on what you need to earn, and you want to charge them enough to cover that and more if possible. But make sure you're going into it knowing exactly what the expectations are. That's why it's important to walk around with every person you got to satisfy to get an understanding. Now, in your handout, and like on the screen here, here's a sample checkoff list for each job. I'm showing you how actually to put it together so you've got some way to work with yourself and your customer to make sure you're covering what they want covered in the timeline that it can be done. This is called accountability, and customers love it, and you'll learn to love it too because it takes out the gray area. And if you'll be able to test how much time it's taking certain employees, like if you're paying by the hour, how much they can cover and cover right. Or maybe with other employees, you're just paying them for the whole job, but the job's not done to all the things that are supposed to be checked off or checked off. So that checkoff list becomes an accountability record for you and for your staff. I want you to be in a position to get paid with credit cards. You're not a banker. I'm not a banker. Please get in a position to take credit card payments. You can do it right on your phone. The instruments now are becoming very sophisticated. If you've got a smartphone, you can be paid on the spot before or after you get there. Oftentimes, you'll have an understanding with your customers. Sometimes they'll actually give you their credit card information. So that whether they're there or not, you're able to run the charge and get it done. If they got enough trust to let you come into their house amongst all their personal property and such as that, then they got enough trust to give you their credit card number. Don't be afraid to ask for it, and just put it that way, and have the understanding that when you're leaving, you're going to go over that checklist, make sure everything's good, and you're going to go ahead and get your money. Whether they're there or not, you can have that understanding. Other folks might not want you to do that. They might want to come and be there with you and check behind you. That's all right. But make sure you know that is an option for you, that you can get your money with the credit card right then. Again, there are a lot of devices you can put right on your phone and run credit cards. Let's talk about crew sizing now. That's always a debate. Yeah, we don't get started just ourselves, or maybe ourselves with one person. When I got started, I did it just me and with one lady that wanted to get into business, so she helped us. Our first customer was a bank, and I agreed to with the bank to look after their cleaning on a daily basis. With one lady, we had her checked out and bonded. Worked out very nicely. Then I grew that business into, not only did we do the bank's inside cleaning, but we started doing their lawn maintenance, mowing and blowing the parking lot. Became quite lucrative. Several other businesses saw us working. We had good advertisement. They invited us to start working for them. And lo and behold, it grew into a large grounds maintenance business, really took off. And the cleaning business grew quite as well. So we can start out with one. But at one time, I had as many as 30 people doing cleaning work. But we started out with just one. So crew sizing is important. Whether it's 5 people working, 6 people working, 3 people working, something to think about. I want you to understand that 2 people can get about 3 or 4 times as much work done as one person. So if you're thinking about getting your business started, you need at least one person to help you to get any type of production. And if you can get 2 people to help you, and so there's 3 of you there working, that's pretty good. You can make things happen. But I want to give you some caution. The owner or the supervisor with a 4-person crew, I want to give you some caution about that. Anytime you've got a total of 4 people working, I don't know why, I don't know the science, but it always seems like if you've got 4 people in the crew, one person is slacking off. One person is lazy or looking for reasons not to work hard. And it's hard for a supervisor to motivate 4 people doing cleaning work and them staying busy themselves as well. So just give you some caution. If you're headed for a 4-person crew, I want to tell you, you probably don't have some problems in keeping people motivated, because it don't take but one person to be a slacker. They can't do it by themselves, so they draw down the morale. Encourage you to stay with 3 people, the supervisor and 2 crews, or the supervisor and several crews. In other words, you want one person kind of in charge over 2 other people pretty much all the time. So you'll be paying more or having different responsibilities as you're setting your crews up. Always understand that you are growing if you want to grow a very large business. You want to grow your business where that you've got the crews out there working, and you as the owner are doing spot checks on them all around. They never know when you're going to come in, but they always know that somebody's going to walk by and follow and make sure that the finished job is a good job. I hired some people down at Emerald Isle that cleaned my beach houses for a number of years. And I was always amazed at how the people run. They would come in there with crews of 8 to 10 people, sometimes 8 to 12 people to clean the beach house, and they were there in less than 45 minutes and gone. But all of them, the rule of thumb was that the crew came in when they were getting ready to leave, and the owner was on their schedule right behind them. The owner scheduled their plan so that they'd come in as the crew was getting ready to leave. And they walked around. I don't want to say they gave it the white glove test, but pretty much that. So they always had someone to look over the property to make sure it was right before the homeowners or the guests came in. That's a good plan. So I want to encourage you, when we're talking about keeping the right standards, doing the right things, one of the standards that I know that works well is that somehow in your plan, if you've got crews working, that you make sure there is a supervisor or you are going to follow up behind every crew before that homeowner gets a chance to come in and find something wrong and start complaining. If something's wrong, you want to know about it first so you can take care of it. So just keep that in mind. Crew sizes 8 or more can be highly, highly profitable and run into some big bucks. A crew size of 8 or more can do as many as 15 residents or beach houses or rental properties a day. The key is moving in and out with good transportation, keeping your jobs lined up pretty close to each other. But it is a good business to be in, and many of y'all are in coastal North Carolina, where it's a good opportunity to do that. Those of you that are in other vacation resort regions like the mountains or over in the Gulf country, that may be something you consider. It is a huge responsibility, and usually this type of work, you can find good, dependable help. For some reason, the crews enjoy doing this because they have a lot of camaraderie, they have a lot of competition, take a lot of pride in their work. But again, in this size crew, you would want at least 2 people that have some authority, and the owner most of the time would not be with the crew, but they would be checking out the properties either in front of or behind. These type of work also lets you get into handling the linens, linen business, the bed covers, pillows, those type of things that can come in. It also gives you a good opportunity in these types of rental resort areas to contract the carpet cleaning on a regular basis. So something to give serious consideration to if you want to really grow your business in a large way. So what are you waiting for? What is the next thing that you need to do? Think about this seriously. What is the next thing that you think you need to do to move to the next step? And when you determine that, let's talk about how we're going to go about it. Taking baby steps. Write it down. Let me know. Talk to your small business center director. I'll be glad to put you in touch with them. It'll be free advice and free how to do things. So I encourage you to do it. If you're in North Carolina and you don't know where your small business center is, you send me a note, email, or put it in chat. And if I know where you are, I'll be able to direct you to someone that is ready and willing to help you in every way possible to get your business started. So whatever the next thing you need to do is, let's figure out a way to do it. Now, what's the next thing you need to know? Is it how to clean floors? Is it how to get carpet equipment? Is it how to sell? How to do marketing? How to fund your business? Bookkeeping? Taxes? All these things we'll cover in our webinars that are coming up on Wednesday and Thursday nights for the next 5 weeks. So I want to encourage you that in each one of these webinars and seminars, even though we might be talking about a different business, there'll be things in there that might help you, especially on the Thursday nights, because they're in business in general and in growing your business. So I want to think a lot of times you can find the things you need to know right during these webinars. What's the next thing you need to buy? Is it a van? Is it a truck? Is it some advertising? Is it a floor machine? What do you need to buy next? Now, I want to tell you that if you're going to get into a whole new market and open up the doors for a lot of business, I want you to consider sanitizing, having a hand-sealed sanitizer so you can say to this next client, not only will I clean your house like everybody else does, but if you want me to, when I leave here, it will be 100% sanitized against COVID virus and other viruses just to help general overall health. I need to talk to the lady that helps us, Norma and I, with our housekeeping. I'd like for her to do that. I'd even fund her to help her get started with the sanitizing, because we are all interested in how to avoid these cotton-picking COVID viruses and whatever next is coming at us down the line. You know, since everybody's been careful about COVID for the last 2 years, almost nobody's had the flu. So there's been some good signs of that. So sanitizing is going to be a way of life from now on. So let's all think about what you can do. What's the next thing you need to buy? Maybe that's it. Maybe it's a credit card machine. Maybe it's to invest some money in getting your website started, or your Google My Business started, or make some videos. But you can't expect to get a return on investment if you don't make an investment. I don't want you to waste any money, and I don't want you to spend any money that you can't afford to spend. But I can tell you as a business person, you have to invest in your business if you don't get a return on it. If you're concerned about maybe the best and safest place to do that, drop me an email or talk to your small business director. We'll be glad to help you with that. Who is the next person you need to see? If it's for professional help, it might be, again, the Small Business Center. If it's for doing some business, it might be the person next door to where you are right now. The person next door to where you are right now may have an interest in you providing them some type of cleaning business. You see, what we talked about tonight is you just don't have to go in there and say, do you want me to do come on a regular basis and do your cleaning bit work? No, if you're just getting started, you might want to say, look, I'm getting set up with my own cleaning company and I'd like to help you if you have an interest in it. And I can do a lot of different things, large or small, to get started. Again, if you get your foot in the door and get started with it, anything from cleaning carpets to windows to doing a general one-time cleaning, clean up the refrigerators, wash the dog, wash the car. If you're an entrepreneur and you're hungry, be proud of the fact that you want business and that you're hungry, and let people know it, and they will be more apt to give you business. Don't be afraid to get started, especially if you're doing it one step at a time. That procrastination keeps so many people from ever getting the momentum going. You do a little bit, just like I did that one time with one person, one bank, and then it grew into a lot of business over a 15-year period. I know that you can do it too, but you got to have the willingness to get started. Several of you have already told me been with us on several occasions that you're already doing this. I'm so proud of you and want to encourage you to keep doing it. So what are you waiting for? First of all, here's some things you can do. Go ahead and prepare your brochures. Put up a menu of what you can do. Here's a good example, and they're in your handouts as well. Create a menu of what types of house cleaning you can do. And these are some great examples on the screen here. Again, when you get to watching the video, you can stop the video on each screen, take a screenshot of it, blow it up, and use it to your purposes. Everything I share with you, you're welcome to use, no charge whatsoever. Here's a great door hanger. You know what a door hanger is? That's a piece of paper. It's got a slot in it where you can slip it over and it will hang on the door. Good, simple messages. And notice in this message, this customer is calling it house cleaning service, but what do they got there? They got that sanitizing jar. That's what people are promoting now, and it's going to go a long way. I like the message that they've got here. Let us take the chore out of your chores. You see, that is getting back to the happy ending. And they're promoting here one time a week, bi-weekly or monthly, and also offering free estimates. So keep that in mind. Notice there that they are online and they got their website service listed here. Notice that domain name they have, cleaning-services.com. Domain names go a long way with helping people find you. Okay, here's another brochure that's been put out there that lists all the different things that these people are willing to do. Remember, this is a menu. Everybody wants some of this done, and if you give them the opportunity to think about it, then you've got a lot better chance of doing it. Each one of these are a marketable profit center for the cleaning person. This is incredible, and it's great information for someone getting started that's designing your marketing material. So take what you're seeing tonight and remember it tomorrow night when we're talking about how you can apply what you see tonight into a marketing plan tomorrow night. Let's have an estimating form so that when you do go to the customer, you've got kind of a form that you can check off and fill out information to help you come up with what kind of estimate that you want to offer. But here's the deal. You're not going to put a dollar value beside each one of these. In your own mind, you're going to think about how long are you going to need to be here. And how long it needs to be there and how it fits into your budget plan. What is the amount of dollars that you're going to need to charge to meet your budget? That is the key factor with what your bid is. Does it meet your budget plan? Does it meet your business plan? Irregardless of how much work there is to do, it's all about the timeline that you're going to give to this project and how much money the customer is willing to pay. So if they're willing to pay $100, then you might want to put that into a different slot, which means it will be a 45-minute slot versus an all-day slot that might be bringing you $500. So it's important that you plan your schedule to work. So how about this? Here's a good little advertisement. Nobody likes a dirty office. So this is saying to the world, if you're working in an office and it's dirty or needs sanitizing, let me come into your office and clean. Now, who would see this? It's probably not the boss. It's probably not the owner of the company, but the people that work there are going to see that someone can come into the offices and do the work and start promoting that, leave this ad on somebody's desk. It's your responsibility to get the message out there. What I don't want you to do is to have a beautiful ad like this one that lists everything right, free estimates, credit cards, all different types of facilities that they'll work at. But then over here they say, we will beat any estimate proposal by 10%. Call now. That is not good marketing. It might get you some business, but it's also going to get you some business that you're going to lose money on. This is not the message that you want to see. A better message here would be is we're dedicated to 100% satisfied customers. Sell being the best, not being the cheapest. Cheap, cheap, cheap will put you out of business in this business as well as many, many others. Do not say you're going to beat all the competition. That's just sending a bad message. So what are you waiting for? Get you some agreement forms that you will sign with people that you're cleaning house. Something in writing, a good agreement will save a lot of misunderstandings. I've given you samples here, and you're welcome to turn them around and change them to suit your needs. Use them any way you like. You'll want to make sure that you've got a business plan with your name on it, the domain site, and you got your business name. I want you to have a business plan that you feel good about. You can take this information, fill in the blanks, estimate your revenues and expenses. But again, what's left needs to be the number that you want your business to have earnings, and then you put your business plan together to make that happen. It will happen if you have a good marketing plan. This is what we're going to talk about tomorrow night, so let me encourage you to join us back. We'll get into depth on marketing. But here's the deal. How do you help customers find you? Well, finding customers is like fishing, and everybody likes to go fishing from time to time. If we're out here fishing, this is my grandson, Colin, and catching some fish when we've been together. We love to catch fish. How do you catch the most fish? The key to catching fish is keeping bait in the water. Mainly keeping fresh bait in the water. That's the 3 rules to catch fish, you know. Keep fresh bait in the water, keep fresh bait in the water, and keep fresh bait in the water. But what's that got to do with selling the cleaning business? Keeping fresh bait in the water and how to catch fish is just like how to catch customers. You do it by keeping continuous promotions in front of your customers' eyes. How can you keep promotions in front of your customers' base? You have that database. You do the Google business searches. You have a good mobile site. Use text messaging, follow-up messages, feedback requests. Do a lot of marketing, planning your marketing. In other words, you fuel your future sales. It's up to you to promote, and the sales will come your way. Now, it's not like the old thing about the baseball park, if you build it, they will come. Just because you have a cleaning business don't mean they will come to you. But they will come to you if you do the right kind of promotions and do it continuously and stay in front of them. How do I know? Because I see it happening every day and see businesses that stay in business for years and years and years and do really well. Pretty low stress once you become established, and the customers' expectations, everybody's meeting the right expectations. So don't wait until everything's just right, because it will never be perfect. But let me tell you, it's 2022. More people got a lot of money to spend after the COVID. Folks are interested in more sanitizing and more cleaning. The environment is good for the market. Again, like some of us are finding, it may be difficult to find a good help to help you, but I tried to give you some tips tonight to help you find better help. Generally, be willing to pay a decent price, and you don't have to charge to do that. To keep folks, you don't have to pay them good. And you also might look to senior citizens to help you with the work. They generally would be more interested in getting paid by the job than the hour. Therefore, you're able to manage your expenses and match it to your income if you're paying by the job instead of by the hour. So good luck with that. It will never be perfect, but every moment matters. You're living your legacy, and just do the very best that you can with it. I want to tell you how much I appreciate you letting me spend some time with you. and being a part of your entrepreneur journey. I want you to know that sometimes we think we're in this all by ourselves, and every time that you can put Jesus on your side and pray with him and ask him to help you guide the way, you won't be doing anything wrong. So whatever your religion is, use it to help you promote your business, to help you be a stronger and better person, and let folks know that that's what you stand for.